Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of... Well, I don't really have a name for this episode. Maybe I'll call it a very poorly made retro Wolf Pit video. There's a few reasons I wanted to bring this video back to light from 9 years ago, which is right when I started doing YouTube videos. And this is probably my 4th or 5th video I made. When I made this video, I was a single parent raising my 10-year-old daughter on my own. Things were pretty tough at times, but they were the very best times of my life. One thing my daughter and I did every night together was make dinner, which we both loved doing. She's 19 years old now, and she's always too busy with school, work, or her friends for us to cook much together anymore. So I'm redoing this video her and I did 9 years ago, accidentally making one of our favorite meals we threw together by accident, using leftovers and whatever else we had in the house. Even if it did turn out horrible, it's still one of my favorite videos I've ever done. And for all of you who've requested to see my face over the years, it was originally in this video, but I cut it out. But I'm leaving a link in the description of this video so you can watch the original video that shows my face. So I've warned you, the people, over the years that I have a face for radio that only a mother could love. So view at your own discretion. You've been warned. By the way, it's not going to take very long for you, the people, to see that the quality of this video for the most part is terrible and somewhat blurry, but you'll get the gist, to make do with the ingredients you have on hand. For you, the people who've been watching my channel for the past 9 years, do you miss the old disposable styrofoam plates I used for everything? I do, because there was no cleanup involved, and I used them for everything and just threw them away. But now I'm a little bit friendlier to the planet and use real plates and bowls since I married a dishwasher. The dishwasher does a fantastic job on the dishes, but nobody warned me how much they talked. We started off by adding the last piece of butter we had in the house into a cast iron skillet over medium heat. And as you could tell, this cast iron skillet was begging to be seasoned. Once the butter was melted, we added about a half of a leftover sliced up onion and about half of a leftover bell pepper. The onion and the bell pepper was about a few hours away from being added to the compost pile, but it was still okay to eat. We sauteed the peppers and onions for a few minutes until they began to sweat. After sauteing the peppers and onions for a few minutes, we added a couple tablespoons of flour. After mixing in the flour and letting it cook for a few minutes, I added a can of mushrooms because that's what we had on hand. I drained the juice from the mushrooms and reserved it. At this point, I really didn't have a clue to what I was making, except it had peppers, onions, and mushrooms, and a roux. I figured if I kept adding stuff, it would turn into something good or bad. So I added a couple cups of hot water to 2 beef bouillon cubes, and then gave them a good mix and poured in the beef broth. I continued to stir the sauce until it thickened up a bit, and at that point, I was thinking this might be good over some rice. But then it popped into my head, if I had sour cream, I could make a bastardized version of beef stroganoff, but we didn't have any sour cream. But then my daughter, being the genius she is, pulled out a small bowl of cream cheese dip she made a few days ago that she seasoned with garlic, onion, pepper, and other stuff. And the dip was very good, so I thought it might work. So I heated up the reserved mushroom juice from the can and mixed it in with the cream cheese and poured it into the concoction I created. Once it was all mixed together, it looked pretty good. And I was starting to get relieved we might have made something good. We had one more item in the fridge that needed to be eaten or tossed out, which was a piece of top round we had a few nights prior. I sliced the top round meat into thin strips and added it into our faux stroganoff sauce. Now, top round beef is super lean, and if you overcook it, it's like chewing on a leather belt. So all I really wanted to do was mix it in and warm it through. I tasted for seasonings, and it was actually seasoned perfect, from the seasoning on the top round, the cream cheese dip, and the bouillon cubes. It was like this dish was destined to be made that night. So originally, I was going to serve this over rice, but we did happen to have some egg noodles in the house, and of course you eat beef stroganoff over egg noodles, so it was a perfect combination. And again, I really apologize to you, the people, with the poor quality of this video, but like I said, it's one of my favorite videos I ever did with my daughter, and with the budget meal series we've been doing, it kind of fits right in. So rather than making a brand new video trying to use the same ingredients, I thought this might be a good idea, even though the quality is poor. And there you have it, the Wolf Pit's version of use what you got on hand, beef stroganoff. But this dish actually turned out amazing. My daughter and I spent good quality time together making dinner, and most of all, we just had fun. So get your kids in the kitchen, rummage through your refrigerator and your pantry, and concoct some sort of dinner with them. It's kind of like a dinner treasure hunt. And then share a picture of what you came up with for dinner on the Wolf Pit Facebook page. So that's the end of this video, but if you'd like to, go over and watch the original version, and you might even enjoy it just a little bit more.
Good night, America!
Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.